Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. I am James and you are watching Blue Dog Aquatics. Now, today we are talking about the 5 things you should never do to your aquarium. Now, these are simple things that I think a lot of people overlook, so let's run them down. Also, thank you to all the new subscribers. You guys are absolutely amazing. And thank you to everybody that is currently subscribed. Without you guys, this channel wouldn't be possible. If you are tuning in for the first time, welcome. If you enjoy what you see, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button. It really does help out the channel. But without further ado, let's jump into it. Number 5, don't buy fish the same day you buy your aquarium. Now, as you can see with all these aquariums here, these are well-established aquariums that have been running for over a year and a half now. Now, I know we get that itch and we want to buy fish right away, but your aquarium does not have the bacteria load that it needs to sustain new fish, new plants, anything. That's why we talk about cycling. You need to do that for your tank. This is our Rhino Plico here. He's actually out, so I figured I'd get a picture of him. Aquariums, freshwater, need 4 to 6 weeks to cycle unless you use a turbo start, but we can jump into that on a completely different video because that's a world of its own. Or you can do a bio load from a different established aquarium. But again, if you would like to see that video, please let us know down in the comments. Now, number 4 is don't overcrowd your tank. Be mindful of the size of the tank that you have. If you have a 5-gallon tank, you can't have 30 fish in it. This 5-gallon tank is equipped for, let's say, a trio of guppies or some rasboras. And I mean, you can see, let's see, these are our chili rasboras and our dwarf maculatus rasboras. But you can see how small they are in a 10-gallon tank. Now, the fact that we have 10 in there is perfectly fine. The bio load that they're going to put off is not even close to going to be able to hinder this aquarium. Now, people are like, well, I've seen your store. You have lots of guppies and a 20 long. Yes, but you also have to think about, we do water changes and tank maintenance every few days. Most people do water changes every couple of weeks to once a month. We are constantly doing maintenance to maintain our water parameters so that our fish are happy, healthy, and awesome. Also, know what type of fish you are getting. If you're doing research, that is awesome, because I can't tell you how many people, I mean, this is a giant Grommy right here. This guy will be almost 3 foot. You heard it right, 3 foot, full grown. They're cute and adorable, and honestly, when they're the size of these dwarfs, they're awesome, but they will get monstrous. So keep that in mind. If you want to do a nano tank or a nano build, make sure to get microfish or nano fish. Don't get something that's going to outgrow it in a month. And another thing with that is bigger tanks are easier to maintain than nano tanks. Nano tanks, they can fluctuate left and right with their parameters. Bigger tanks, you don't have that issue because there's a lot more water volume, so it doesn't affect it as much with the bio load and everything. Our little angels. Number 3, do not cheap out on filters or products in general for your aquarium. Now, when it comes to filtration, we always stay by the rule, if you get a 40-gallon tank, get an 80-gallon per hour filter. Something that does double the load of what you have. Now, if you have sensitive fish that can't deal with strong turbulence or strong water flow. Keep that in mind. There's ways to buffer it, but make sure, cheap is not always better. Yes, it's better for the bank account, but it's not better for the fish.
This is our big rhino pleco.
Always, honestly, when it comes to filter, lighting, spending a little bit more extra money is always better. Now, number 2, can you guess what number 2 is? Number 2 is funny.
Oh, are you moving around? Are you moving around?
No, you're gonna stop the second we look at you. Hi guys. Now, number 2 is don't leave your aquarium light on all the time. I know we always want to see our fish, but there's a lot of issues that can run into play with running your lights 24/7. Number 1 would be algae growth. If your lights are on 24/7, then your algae is going to get out of control. And B, what's more important is with the lights on, it gives the fish no time to sleep, no time to rest. The stress level on fish will go through the roof because those lights are on all the time. Our lights come on at, we adjusted them, they come on at 10 a.m. and they go off at 8 p.m. So we were having a little bit of issues. We used to have them come on at 8 a.m. and then they went off at 8, but we were having a little bit of algae. So we moved them back to 10 a.m. and then off at 8 p.m. and the algae went away. So keep that in mind. These guys got to sleep just like you and me. So yeah. And then number 1 is don't overfeed. So many times, a lot of the water issues that people have is from overfeeding. Now look at this. So we have, don't run away, don't run away. Fish have, you see how small that eyeball is on that swordtail? That is the size of their stomach. It is better to feed smaller amounts, smaller meals multiple times a day than trying to just dump a bunch of food in. A, it's gonna screw with your water parameters, and B, your fish aren't gonna eat it. I mean, yes, if you have bottom dwellers like crays or shrimp, they might snack on it, but then you develop mold issues and this is our gold ring. But you develop all kinds of issues when overfeeding. So always, typically what we do is we feed them a little bit in the morning and then we feed them a little bit at night. Your fish should be able to consume all the food in about a 10 to 15 minute window span. If they can't do that, then you are feeding too much. And I know kids like to feed, but please parents, make sure to watch your kids feed, to at least make sure that they are feeding the correct amounts and that all of the fish in the tank are being fed. I know a lot of our tanks, we have top swimmers and bottom swimmers, so sometimes you have to feed a little bit of flakes, a little bit of pellets, so that everybody is being fed. So that's it, guys. That's the top 5 things you should never do to your aquarium. If you enjoyed this video, please leave us a comment down below. We have many, many more things you should not do. And if you want to see a part 2 of this video, please let us know down in the comments. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope if you are new and would like to subscribe, please consider doing that. And as always, guys, your tank or mine?